Look at this. New video appears to show a Baltimore County police officer repeatedly punching a teen in the head. We talk with the boy's father about what happened. A councilman criticizes the city for not keeping up with crime.
People are scared to come out of their home in the middle of broad daylight.
We take his concerns directly to the mayor. Plus, neighbors speak out on how the violence is affecting their daily lives.
I don't think anybody feels safe.
A big boost in salary for Maryland teachers. Fox 45 News Project Baltimore looks at how city schools plans to increase pay and why it's raising concerns.
How is that going to help students?
A second firefighter dies after last week's deadly blaze.
It's just a punch in the gut. It's devastating.
The emotional words from fellow firefighters as they mourn another loss.
Live from WBFF in Baltimore, this is Fox 45 News at 10.
As we come on the air at 10 o'clock, we have breaking news out of Lewiston, Maine. At least 16 people are dead, according to authorities, and the entire town of Lewiston is on lockdown. As an active shooter situation is underway. Dozens of others have been hurt. That number could go as high as 60.
Police say there are at least 2 shooting scenes, one at a restaurant, another at a bowling alley. On the left, you can see one of the hospitals where the victims are being taken.
On the bottom right, there's a picture of the suspected gunman who's still at large. Now, we will continue to follow this developing story on air and online. Thank you for joining us. I'm Kai Jackson.
And I'm Mary Bubala. We're also following breaking news out of Baltimore County tonight. Video posted to the Citizen app appears to show police punch a teenage suspect. Take a look.
Oh yeah, my man! Oh yeah, you going to jail, son. Get out! Chill, Dummy, stop.
This incident happening near Woodlawn High School just after 8 o'clock this morning before going viral in the afternoon.
Now, the video goes on for more than a minute. Officers eventually bring the teen to the ground and put him in handcuffs. Baltimore County Police tell us they're currently investigating the video and what may have led up to it.
Keith Daniels spoke to the teen's father. He joins us live with the story you're seeing first on Fox. Keith?
Well, Mary and Kai, we're live on the Woodlawn Branch Library parking lot, Woodlawn High School, just behind the building over there. The incident unfolding here. Now, we spoke to the father just over an hour ago. He said it all happened as his 16-year-old son was walking to school with friends this morning. Now, we sat down with the father and his 16-year-old son. The boy not talking to us on camera, but his father did speak out. He told us it happened as his son and his friends were on their way to school. He says there was a fender bender with a Baltimore County police officer's vehicle and the boy's friend's car. He says as the son was documenting the incident with his cell phone camera, taking pictures, another officer then, quote, aggressively approached the boy. Words were exchanged, and the confrontation quickly, he said, turned physical. All of it caught on video, the father calling what happened an act of excessive force.
I'm upset. I'm still upset right now because here's why I'm upset. You never told me why my son was charged. You never told me what the reason he was charged for, what he did. Now, my question is 16-year-old boy, you got him in a headlock. There's another officer holding him from behind, but you're punching him in the head. You're trying to rip his face off. You got your fingers in his eyes. What happened to pepper spray? Pepper spray the kid if you think he's that aggressive. You know what I'm saying? Do something other than what you're doing right now. Why I'm talking to you right now? Because this could happen to another kid. This could happen to another black kid just doing the same thing, taking a video, minding his business, and mounting off to the police office. When I talked to him, when I talked to Mike, he said, I want him to get fired. I don't want to go that far. The guy has a job, he has a life, he has a family. I want him to get reprimand, some kind of reprimand, some kind of sensitivity training.
Well, meantime, Mr. Carter says he has an appointment with an attorney tomorrow morning. Meanwhile, Baltimore County Police not releasing details, only saying the teen faces several charges, including second-degree assault and disorderly conduct. We're live now in Woodlawn. Keith Daniels, Fox 45 News.
Keith, thank you. The Baltimore County Police Union responding to the incident as well. In a statement, it says the group filming was trespassing and police ordered them to leave. It says the group refused and the suspect in the video threatened to attack an officer. The statement goes on to say, quote, "We expect our community to comply with lawful orders given by our police officers. This type of lawlessness is out of control. The law-abiding citizen of Baltimore County have had enough." You can find the full statement on our website, foxbaltimore.com. And we'll continue to follow this breaking story in Baltimore County and, of course, the mass shooting in Maine. Stay up to date by downloading the Fox 45 News app. Just search WBFF in your app store.
Turning to a city in crisis, as Fox 45 News follows the fallout from a letter Councilman Eric Costello sent to Deputy Mayor for Public Safety Anthony Barksdale. That letter describes a crime in his district in which a man on a scooter was mugged on a well-lit street. It happened in front of surveillance cameras. In the letter, the councilman says, quote, "The perpetrators have little fear given the brazen nature of the crime." And it goes on to say police took more than 9 hours to reach out to the victim or the business where the crime happened to get that footage. He says crimes like this, quote, "shake the collective confidence in the mayor's crime plan."
I've spent every waking moment over the last 5 days fielding phone calls, text messages, and emails from residents who don't feel safe. People are scared to come out of their home in the middle of broad daylight. That is insane. The administration needs to do something to get this situation under control.
And while the number of murders and non-fatal shootings across the city are down, the councilman points to the soaring number of carjackings and car thefts in Baltimore City. The latest police data shows there have been more than 9,000 cars stolen in the city so far this year. That's a 230% increase from this time last year. Juvenile violence also soaring in Baltimore and across the state. Police, parents, and prosecutors all sounding the alarm about the problem, saying juvenile offenders know they can't be prosecuted under current state law, which is emboldening some to commit crime. Plus, businesses like restaurants and grocery stores have been falling victim to theft recently. Fox 45 News has talked with a number of business owners who have fallen victim to crime, saying the city hasn't done enough to protect them. Some businesses have been forced to close.
Don't feel safe in their communities, and some are looking to the mayor for answers.
A blistering letter from City Councilman Eric Costello demanding answers about a rash of violent robberies and car thefts. The latest comments from City Hall putting the issue back in the spotlight and putting Mayor Brandon Scott in the hot seat.
The best from all of us is yet to come.
We pressed the mayor on the councilman's concerns.
I was going to say, people are leaving the city because they don't feel like they can walk their dogs. We've seen assaults on a dog walker. We've seen people who are, getting their cars stolen right outside their house, and this continues to happen.
The fact of the matter is Baltimore is down in robberies. The fact of the matter is that we're down in homicides that we don't seem to talk about anymore, right? They're down 19% in the city of Baltimore. We know that auto thefts is an issue across this country.
According to Baltimore police data, robberies for this year are down 2% compared to this time last year, but that data doesn't eliminate the real fear from some community members.
But is it acceptable that you're telling these people that homicides and the numbers are down, but people are still getting robbed, they're getting attacked?
Well, I think that, Mackenzie, you could be looking for some kind of sound clip, but the reality is that multiple things can be true. I was a victim, so I know better than most people. I don't know if you ever had a gun stuck in your face, so I know how that feels directly. But we also have to understand when you're talking about the totality of things, you have to tell them for all of it. Anybody that's a victim, I'm going to feel sorry for. Don't matter where they live in the city, don't matter what they look like, how long long they've been here. But we also have to understand that this is not just on the backs of the women and men of BPD. This is not just about the police and what they're doing, because they are doing their job each and every day. This is about making sure that the system works.
So is DJS not working?
It's his turn to ask questions, Mackenzie.
The mayor not taking my last question about his view on the Department of Juvenile Services, which plays a role in the conversation centering around juvenile crime.
Access to a better way of life.
And as the mayor talks about the entire system working together,
we were bursting at the seams in our space at City Hall.
The corner piece to the mayor's crime-fighting plan is the mayor's Office of Neighborhood Safety and Engagement.
2, 1.
Congratulations! Wednesday afternoon, Monzi officially moving into a new building. The city is already spending hundreds of thousands of dollars to rent. Despite funding uncertainty, with many of Monzi's 40-plus employees funded through federal COVID money that's set to run dry, the agency continues to grow. Mayor Scott heading inside for a building tour, but leaving out the back door.
He's getting in already.
Evading our questions about how he defines success when it comes to Monzi's efforts at curbing crime. Remember, Monzi oversees Safe Streets. With little transparency about how Safe Streets measures success, it's difficult to know how the mayor views these efforts. Monzi routinely refusing to provide details about how mediations done by Safe Streets workers are defined, and the city refusing to disclose the names of those employees, despite taxpayers funding the program.
That I'm tired of talking to them about the same people, and that we...
Meanwhile, the war of words over crime-fighting strategies seems to continue.
Councilman says he has the respect and confidence in the deputy mayor. That means he has the confidence in the administration, because he's my deputy mayor for a reason.
Deputy Mayor Barksdale is the only one that I have confidence in right now to get the situation. This situation has ballooned entirely out of control, and none of it is okay.
And questions about efforts to stop the violence remain unanswered.
Well, the mayor didn't take our questions this afternoon. That doesn't mean that we'll stop asking them, demanding more transparency about how the city is spending your tax dollars. In the newsroom, Mackenzie Frost, Fox 45 News.
Well, last night we asked if you have confidence in Mayor Scott to fix the issues facing Baltimore. 96% of people who responded say no. And that brings us to our question of the day. Has Mayor Scott's crime plan worked? So far, 94% of people who voted say no. To make your voice heard, head to foxbaltimore.com/vote.
A second Baltimore City firefighter has died following last week's row home fire in northwest Baltimore. Lieutenant Dylan Ronaldo died at the hospital last night, the sixth fallen firefighter in Baltimore City over the past 2 years. Mayor Brandon Scott shares his sympathies this afternoon.
This is a reminder of why folks have to be thankful to women and men who choose that line of work, because they are literally putting their lives at risk for everyone else every single day.
Well, this news comes on the same day the department says goodbye to EMT firefighter Rodney Pitts, the other firefighter killed in that northwest Baltimore fire. Fox 45's Maxine Stryker was at his viewing in Dundalk today. She'll have the somber reactions from his brothers and sisters in the department ahead at 10:30.
Coming up on Fox 45 News at 10 o'clock tonight, police in Montgomery County say a 12-year-old made threats to 7 schools this month alone. But there's nothing that can be done about it. The frustration with the laws preventing him from facing charges. The House can get back to business now that a new speaker has the gavel after 3 weeks without a leader. Why Maryland's only Republican congressman says Mike Johnson is the right man for the job.
Record-threatening warmth on the way for tomorrow. High temperatures near 80 degrees, but showers on the way soon and much cooler temperatures. I'll let you know how cool it gets by Halloween. My Weather Authority forecast.
Maryland teachers are getting a boost in pay, but it's up to school systems to decide how teachers can earn more money. Project Baltimore examines a plan on the table in Baltimore City and why it's raising concerns.
And we are continuing to follow multiple mass shootings in Lewiston, Maine. At least 16 people are dead, dozens more hurt, and police are still searching for the shooter. The entire city of Lewiston, including Bates College, is under a shelter-in-place order. Stay with us. We'll have more after the break.
Here's another live look from Lewiston, Maine right now. This is a reporter speaking. At least 16 people have died from an active shooter situation. Fox 45 News will continue to follow this breaking news story and keep you updated on air and online.
Maryland teachers are getting a big boost in pay thanks to an education overhaul pumping billions of dollars into public schools.
But how teachers can earn more money varies by school system. Project Baltimore's Chris Papps takes a closer look at one plan being considered in Baltimore City and why it's raising concerns.
$60,000. By 2026, that will be the minimum salary for public school teachers in Maryland. In some counties, teachers will see an increase of almost $15,000. Local school systems are now developing plans on how to get there.
So the first step has to be radical transparency.
Adam Andrzejewski is the founder of OpenTheBooks.com, a government watchdog organization that tracks public spending.
Every dime of this new money needs to be accounted for specifically, and who receives it and how it was spent with a gainful purpose.
In 2021, Maryland's legislature passed the Blueprint for Maryland's Future, the largest education spending increase in the state's history. Also known as the Kerwin Plan, the Blueprint pumps $30 billion additional tax dollars into public education during the first 10 years and $4 billion additional dollars every year after that. And much of that extra money goes towards increasing teacher pay. But the Blueprint doesn't just mandate that teachers earn more money, it changes how they earn money. In most Maryland school systems, teachers earn automatic pay increases based on their level of education and the number of years they've worked. The Blueprint mandates a system that's more closely aligned with Baltimore City's, where teacher pay is based on evaluations and leadership assignments.
City schools teachers receive pay increases through what's known as achievement units. They're similar to credits that teachers can earn through evaluations or taking professional development courses. Earning these credits can take months or years. But now, North Avenue is considering a plan to allow teachers to earn more money more quickly.
Since the proposal is being negotiated with the Baltimore Teachers Union, city schools would not provide a copy to Fox 45. But according to the Baltimore Banner, the new pay scale would reward teachers for helping other teachers. For example, veteran educators could be compensated for mentoring less experienced teachers or helping write a curriculum. This structure would allow teachers to earn additional money that could be paid out immediately. While North Avenue would not provide details of the plan, the district said in a statement it seeks to create a revitalized teacher career ladder that treats teachers as professionals and focuses on improving practice to advance and accelerate student achievement. The district says the Baltimore City School Board and the Maryland State Department of Education will provide oversight. But in a school district like Baltimore that's been plagued by scandals, Andrzejewski worries this kind of pay system could be abused.
It's trust but verify. In the Baltimore City Public Schools, they've done a very bad job of building trust with all of their stakeholders by throwing more money at such a corruptful and wasteful system. How is that going to help students?
Just last month, a Baltimore City Schools police detective, Lawrence Smith,
You want to say something to your players, Coach?
was arrested and charged with 15 felony counts, including allegations that he fraudulently obtained more than $215,000 in overtime. Last year, following Project Baltimore's reporting, the Inspector General for Education found that city schools, over a 5-year period, inflated enrollment by nearly 1,000 students who were funded but not actually attending school, costing taxpayers nearly $10 million. Also in 2022, following our reporting on grade fixing, the Inspector General found city schools changed more than 12,000 grades from failing to passing over a 4-year period. As a result, the IG said at some schools, as many as 10% of students who graduated should not have. In all of these instances, city schools said the proper checks and balances were in place. but they didn't work. So we asked the interim state superintendent, Dr. Carrie Wright, if she has concerns with oversight and accountability in city schools, especially with a new system that allows teachers to help each other to earn more money faster. Dr. Wright said she has trust in City School CEO, Dr. Sonia Santelises.
Then I would assume that she's also looking at how do we do that and how do we do that and ensure that accountability, transparency, and responsibility are all taken into account when you're putting a new system into place.
But Angievsky says history proves otherwise.
The real question here is, are Baltimore City public schools fundamentally broken? Can you throw more taxpayer money at the city schools and get performance? And that's something that we just haven't seen bear out over the course of the last couple of decades.
I'm Chris Pabst, and this is Project Baltimore.
All right, we're going to go back to Lewiston, Maine, where at least 22 people are dead, many, many more injured in multiple mass shootings. They're looking for one suspect right now. That's his picture on the right side of your screen.
Let's go to our Sinclair sister station in Portland. They're on the air live with the very latest.
They're in the hospital praying for people and administering care, faith care, to families who are there. And there are so many families tonight who are obviously in anguish right now, trying to get information about their loved ones. I can also add one other thing to something that woman said earlier tonight, was that there was a lot of families that were gathered outside of one of the doors for a period of time tonight. Our understanding from our Johnny Maffey live on scene is that they've now moved those family members to a different location. We don't know exactly where, but they've been moved to another location where they can be briefed and get information. That's at least what we've been hearing and what we understand about those families who are desperate for information, who've been gathering at Central Maine Medical Center tonight.
And if you're just joining us, again, we want to show you, these are the pictures of the suspect released by authorities earlier tonight. Again, appears to be a white man with brown hair, a brown beard, wearing a brown sweatshirt, and also carrying a large AR-style rifle. It's unclear where this particular photo was taken. Some earlier ones released by the Androscoggin County Sheriff's Department did appear to be surveillance video, security cameras from the just-in-time bowling alley, one of the locations that we know authorities are focused on where they say this shooting occurred. So again, this is the suspect. Anybody with information is asked to call 911. Give any information you have.
We continue to use our resources as well to try to bring you as much information as we can. We have multiple crews on the ground there, being safe, but on the ground there in the Lewiston, Auburn area. We also have our own Dan Leporello, who's live in studio tonight with more information as well. Dan, you've been updating, getting information about what's happening there in Lewiston as well.
Yeah, guys, we've been trying to get in touch with many of the city leaders in the city of Lewiston. I've been in contact with a few members of the city council tonight, all of them devastated about what has happened and unfolding still in that city this evening. Well, I know you guys were trying to talk with Councilman Larry Pease a little while ago by phone, and we had a misconnection, so I was able to talk to him off air. I want to let you hear a little bit about what he had to say, his message tonight for the people of Lewiston.
Well, my message to the people of Lewiston tonight is I have full faith in our police department. We have a great department that's certified. I know we're going to take care of this situation. It's a situation where it's never good, no matter what.
Could you have ever imagined something like this happening in your city?
Oh, God, no. No. I grew up in Lewiston, Auburn. I've been here all my life, other than maybe 2 years. But, no, I would have never thought this would happen.
That was Councilman Larry Pease of Ward 5 in the city of Lewiston. I've been in contact with not only him, but the council president and a couple others throughout the city tonight who are just heartbroken at what happened here. And the council member mentioned the Lewiston Police Department, and I know there's been a lot of talk tonight about obviously they're actively searching for whoever is involved in this horrific act in the city. And he says he has his full faith within the Lewiston Police Department. Obviously, police departments across our state train for this. Our I-team has covered that training extensively. So we know that our law enforcement officers within our state are prepared for something like this. You just hope it never happens here. And unfortunately, tonight it has. And people in the city of Lewiston, those leaders reacting tonight. Guys, I'll send it back over to you. I know you have comment that's already come in from the mayor of Lewiston as well.
Dan, thanks so much for the update.
Right. We were dipping into coverage from our Sinclair affiliate in Portland, Maine. Dan Lamparello used to be a reporter here right at Fox 45, so we appreciate his reporting on this situation tonight.
That's right. And once again, they're in Portland. Lewiston is about 36 miles as a crow flies north of Portland, Maine. And again, this is an active breaking story. They do not have the shooter in custody. This area is on lockdown right now, and police are trying to find this shooter.
Yeah, there's 37,000 people in Lewiston. The town is on lockdown. We'll continue to follow the latest on this breaking news, both on air and online. Stay with us. We'll be right back. And we continue to follow multiple mass shootings in Lewiston, Maine. At least 22 people are dead. Dozens more hurt. Police are still searching for the shooter. There is a picture out of him with a rifle. The entire city of Lewiston, which is about 37,000 people, including Bates College, now under a shelter-in-place order.
We're going to dispense with all the usual ceremonies and celebrations that traditionally follow a new speakership because we have no time for either one. The American people's business is too urgent in this moment.
No fanfare for newly elected House Speaker Mike Johnson of Louisiana, who says he wants to get the House right down to business. Johnson was elected this morning after some 3 weeks without a speaker. All 220 Republicans voted for him.
Johnson is promising an aggressive schedule for lawmakers in the weeks ahead. Congress is working to pass a federal spending bill, as well as constructing aid packages for Israel and Ukraine. Maryland Congressman Andy Harris sharing why he backed Johnson.
Well, I think the House made an excellent choice. I think Mike Johnson is going to be an exceptional leader for the country. It's a difficult time in our country. It's a difficult time in the world. And I think he has all the leadership qualities that are going to be necessary to lead the House of Representatives in these difficult times.
All 209 House Democrats voted for Minority Leader Hakeem Jeffries. They're questioning Johnson's voting record on gay rights, abortion, and the 2020 election.
House Republicans have put their names behind someone who has been called the most important architect of the Electoral College objections.
Johnson says he promises to work with Democrats despite some philosophical differences. And we're going to go back to that breaking news out of Maine tonight. At least 22 people are dead following multiple mass shootings in Lewiston, Maine. That is one of our reporters outside the hospital where many of those injured have been taken. Stay with us. We will have more on the breaking news after the break. We're going to go back to Maine, where at least 22 people are dead, many more injured in multiple mass shootings.
Let's go to our Sinclair sister station in Portland with the latest.
People down in the Portland area tell me the life flights have been landing over at Maine Medical Center, and certainly some concern, but it's been more calm now because all of those loved ones over there were moved to a different location, not right inside the hospital entrance here, but a different location. Now, behind us is the main entrance, and that's where there are some ambulances staged across the street. There's multiple towns, 5 to 10 towns named, and some of the parents we talked to 2 parents whose sons were at the bar that Mal Meyer is at right now, and they haven't been able to get in touch with them last time I checked in with them, but we'll certainly be looking out for them tonight, and definitely thoughts and prayers to everyone that's involved right now.
Yeah, Johnny, as a father of a 23 and a 21-year-old son, I can't imagine what that family's going through right now, hoping and praying that their kids who are adults who are at that bar are okay tonight. Our thoughts are with every one of those families tonight. Johnny, thank you.
We want to get right out to Dan Lamparello live in our newsroom. And Dan, we understand you have some information from our media partners at the Bangor Daily News about who this suspect may be.
That's right, guys. Our media partners at the Bangor Daily News, actually their political editor Michael Shepard, who partners with us here at CBS 13 quite a bit, has confirmed with a state police spokesperson that the suspect involved, or if the only suspect involved in tonight's shooting in Lewiston, has been identified as 39-year-old Robert Card. Again, that's according to our partners at the Daily News, who have confirmed this with a state police spokesperson. They say there's currently a be on the lookout for this suspect tonight, and his last known address, the I-team has been doing a little bit of digging here. It looks like his last known address was somewhere in the Bowdoin area. Again, this is being confirmed right now by our partners at the Bangor Daily News. They've reached out to a spokesperson at the Maine State Police. Us here at CBS 13 are still trying to verify this independently, but as of right now, the BDN says Robert Card, 39 years old, is the suspected shooter in tonight's mass shooting, active shooter situation in the city of Lewiston. Again, just coming into our newsroom right now. Something we'll continue to follow, guys. As I get more information, we'll check back in.
Dan,
we hope this helps law enforcement get closer to finding the suspect.
We've been mentioning the statements coming in from far and wide, frankly, all the way to the White House. We just got a statement from New Hampshire's Governor Chris Sununu, putting out a statement tonight as well that they've been in touch with officials here in Maine, offering to provide any medical and law enforcement and public safety resources that may be needed as the folks here in Maine continue to deal with what the governor of New Hampshire is describing as a, and rightly so, horrific situation. Again, that's the latest from Governor Sununu in New Hampshire, offering the state of Maine any resources. And honestly, those resources may be needed in the days ahead.
All right, we have been watching coverage from our Sinclair affiliate in Portland, Maine.
That's right. And again, we understand, according to Dan Lamparello, who used to work here at FOX45, that suspect is 39-year-old Robert Card. They are still trying to specifically verify that, but that's what they're hearing right now from their media partner.
That's right, and this is a photo potentially of him, the suspect in the mass shooting, the person seen holding a high-powered assault-style rifle. Our Sinclair sister station identifying, as Kai just said, as Robert Card. The entire city is on lockdown as police search for this man. Again, at least 22 people are dead, dozens others severely hurt. That number could be as high as 60. Fox 45 News will continue to follow this breaking story, keep you updated on air and online. Baltimore City Fire Lieutenant Dylan Ronaldo has died, the second firefighter killed as a result of last week's row home fire in northwest Baltimore.
His death comes as the department remembers EMT firefighter Rodney Pitts. Fox 45's Maxine Stryker was at the viewing for Pitts this afternoon in Dundalk on what's become a somber day for the department.
Had a strong passion for the fire service.
The Baltimore City Fire Department is mourning today after the loss of a second firefighter in less than a week.
Everybody's hurting from it. It was an emotional roller coaster this past week, ups and downs.
Lieutenant Dylan Ronaldo died last night after he was injured in a house fire along Linden Heights Avenue last Thursday. Officials saying the fire suddenly strengthened, killing 31-year-old Rodney Pitts that day and injuring Ronaldo and 3 other firefighters.
There was nothing to indicate that this was a normal fire for us.
Ronaldo had been with the department since 2018 and was promoted to lieutenant last year. According to an online fundraiser, he was recently engaged and his wedding was just months away. He's described as an amazing friend, selfless, with a true passion for his job.
He was very well liked and respected, and a lot of his colleagues are obviously having to deal with the horrible news today and taking it very, very hard.
Prior to his time in Baltimore, the Fairlawn Fire Department in New Jersey says he served 6 years with Engine Company 4. Firefighting was in his blood. His father was the former chief of the New Jersey department. Fire Officers Union President Josh Fannin says they were all hopeful he'd pull through.
After we knew we had lost Rodney Pitts, that we were clinging to some kind of hope that a silver lining to a